welcome back to the show. Today I'm going to be talking about something that's true, that I truly loved. I have always loved since I was a little kid and I first seen this movie, Superman the movie. As far as I'm concerned, one of my favorite movies, probably my favorite movie, because I've seen it like a million times. I'll probably see it a million times more. And thanks to the new edition that is coming out, this new Superman the movie, 4K Ultra HD cut that they got. It's a 4K Ultra AD. It's a 4K Ultra HD disc along with a Blu-ray disc and a digital copy. It's to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Superman. Yes, that's right. In 1978, and this is 2018. That was 40 years ago. Superman the movie came out, and I was really almost too young. I can't remember. I remember first seeing it like 1980 something, and but I remember watching the movie, and I always liked Superman, and then because I grew up watching the Super Friends and stuff, and then I seen that they had this live action Superman movie, and I was like, oh wow, my mind was blown, and I've loved that movie ever since, and I'm really stoked about this, and I've heard some really good things about this, so I'm really looking forward to this, and I've been looking at a lot of information on it. A lot of people say it's really great. The picture is really enhanced. The colors are really vivid. I'm really not a big fan of 4K so far because I've tried Spider-Man Homecoming, the 4K edition, and it didn't look that great. So I'm going to give it a second try with this. And, I wasn't impressed. It looked great, but it didn't look... it wasn't what I envisioned, let's put it that way. It wasn't as great as what everybody's making out. And it usually never is. That's like Blu-ray years ago. They kept saying, Blu-ray's great. Really wasn't that much better than some ways than, DVD. I mean, it was almost the same thing on some cases. Upscale DVD looked about the same thing as as far as new movies, It really had more to do with them actually adding enhancements and making it look, pop and shiny and everything. And then once everybody kind of realized that's all they were doing, that the DVDs had more room. Really what it was is that Blu-rays had more room than DVDs. And that's what bottom line it came down to. You could pack a whole buttload of more information on a Blu-ray. And that's why most of the time you have Blu-rays and DVDs packed together. And now you have 4K and, Blu-rays packed together. Although 90% of the time, even though I got a 4K TV, I will usually go to the Blu-rays. Well, mainly because I only got one 4K. I've only got one 4K disc so far, not counting video games. Now, video games, they look spectacular. But, the games look great. Because I have a Xbox One X. And I got to say that the games, with the 4K, content, it looks spectacular. Now, I've really noticed it on the games, but on the movies so far, I've only tried it with one, and it really wasn't that impressed. Maybe I should have tried a better movie, because, let's face it, Spider-Man Homecoming was okay, but it was not. It was not the greatest Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. But anyway, however, Spider-Man. Now I got Spider-Man on the brain. Superman. The audio is great. They finally fixed the audio, something that had plagued a lot of the other earlier, revisions they've done. The audio wasn't great, but this one's really good. Everybody's really stoked about this. The picture quality is great. However, the special features, what I heard, are not that great in this. Although it does have a vintage 1978 TV special hosted by Christopher Reeve that I'm really looking forward to seeing. It's a 52-minute thing, the making of. So I really want to see that. But the rest of this is just, it's just filler. And the cartoons and stuff, like Superman the Mole Man, like old features, with the George Reeves. Although I like George Reeves. His show was pretty good. For back then it was good, and although sadly his real life was more interesting than him ever playing Superman. Just do the research. He really had wow, what a life. But anyway, I'm really excited about seeing this. And oh, by the way, speaking of which, speaking of Superman, the 40th anniversary, I also want to mention that if you want to see it in the theaters, I would love to see this movie in the theaters. I never got to see it originally in the theaters because, like I said, I was too young. However, in my home state, I live in Alabama, they do not have this movie available or anywhere close to me. They do have it They do have it in a theater, but I would really have to travel to go see this. I'm not going to go travel way out of my way to go see this movie. Like I said, I'll just buy the 4K edition and hook it up to a theater and, whatever. And I'm sure at some point they'll probably show this again in a theater, so hopefully by then I will maybe be able to see it then. But they're going to be the showing dates. If your theater is available, if they are showing it in your theater, November 25th, November 27th, and December 3rd only. But still, I thought that was pretty cool. And this is kind of similar to like what they did with the Ghostbusters a few years ago. And I'm seeing they're going to be doing it with a lot of other movies, but only the good ones. I'm just kidding. But I'm not alone in, thinking that this is just a great movie. I love the music, John Williams soundtrack, Christopher Reeve as Superman. That was my movie. That's one of my favorites and always will be. And I just wanted to do a simple episode on that to mention, maybe like many of you, until a couple of days ago, I didn't even know that they were doing a 4K, special edition. So this kind of caught me off guard. I guess for some reason, this caught, I had slipped through the cracks of stuff that I was looking at, and I was distracted by other stuff and didn't notice this. But I'm really stoked about seeing this, and I can't say enough good things about it. I highly urge you to go out and buy this copy. And anyway, and especially if you've never seen the movie, and all you've ever seen as far as a Superman movie is like a Man of Steel or the Justice League, God help you. Please go watch either Superman the movie or Superman 2. But watch Superman the movie because it's a lot better. But keep in mind, it is an older movie, but it's still really good. I mean, even if you kind of can get back, the special effects have really kind of aged a little. They've aged pretty good, but keep in mind, it is a 40-year-old movie. But the look of Superman, the storyline to this, the music, everything is Superman. This is the best Superman movie this is the best Superman movie they'll ever make. And I don't think they'll ever beat this movie. They would really be hard pressed to ever find everything that just synced up perfectly the way this movie came out. I mean, this movie is just magical. A 4-star, 5-star. I'll give it 5 stars. It was good from beginning to end, and everything just perfectly works in this movie. You're really hard pressed to find anything that did not work in this movie. Okay, I'll be here all day talking about this movie. Like I said, I really love this movie. Please go out and buy this. Anyway, that's all for now. No, I'm not getting paid to endorse this movie. I just really love Superman the movie, so I was really happy to see this. Anyway, that's all for now. Catch you next time.